Si vincerò.
Hey everybody, welcome. I'm really excited about this one. This is a very traditional drink. This is the Manhattan. Take me back to Manhattan. Take me back to New York. Well, not right now because it's COVID infested, but it's a great place. I love this cocktail. Why do I love Manhattans? The first time I drank a Manhattan, I was with comedian Charles Nelson Riley in New York at Sardi's, that famous restaurant, and he had his portrait on the wall there. And he ordered a double Manhattan on the rocks, and they served it in a big like drinking glass. And I was drinking wine, and he says, "Here, taste this." And I tasted it, and I was like, "Wow, that's really good." He goes, "That's good, isn't it?" I said, "Yeah, that's really good." It's a real classic. I'm taking the classic recipe and tweaking it a little bit, but basically it's a classic Manhattan. You've got some alcohol, usually a whiskey, and you've got vermouth, and you've got bitters, and you garnish it with a cherry, and that's about it. But the proportions are important. The way you prepare it is important. As I typically do, I'm gonna build it backwards, starting with the cheap stuff first and moving up to the hard stuff. All right, I'm doing this in a glass, mixing glass. I'm doing this for a couple of reasons. It looks really cool, but I want to show you something about dilution. So I'm going to show you how the liquid builds up and how the ice melts when we go to a place where, for me, it's like the sweet spot where I find that it's a really good dilution. So I'm going to start with 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, the classic aromatic bitters. 1, 2. That's why I never use a glass jigger. I've never seen a glass jigger, but if I ever saw one, I'd run the other way because stainless steel is indestructible. I'm gonna go for 1 ounce of, oh my gosh, this stuff, guys. Take a look at that label. That is Carpano Antica Formula Vermouth. This is, for me, one of the best discoveries of my life. This vermouth is so good that you could drink it on the rocks. It's just like nectar of the gods. If you ever go to Valhalla, this is what they'll be drinking up there. I'm gonna put in 1 ounce of Antica Formula Vermouth. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. This is Rittenhouse rye. What makes it rye is the mash is at least 50% corn. Whatever, but this is really delicious rye. It's 100 proof, which is a little bit stronger than your 80 proof run-of-the-mill whiskey, so that will figure into our dilution in just a moment. I'm gonna put in 2 ounces of Rittenhouse rye. Okay, so now I've got all the stuff in there except for one thing. This is not necessarily traditional, but these are Luxardo cherries. These are Marasca cherries. This is another epiphany for me. This is a game changer. This is a new paradigm. This is like an explosion of flavor in your mouth. It's crazy good. This has a delicious syrup that they're packed in. So I take about a 1/4 teaspoon of this Luxardo cherry syrup and put it in there. I'm gonna stir this up before I put the ice in, so to make sure that that syrup, which is quite thick and viscous, that it doesn't stay on the bottom. It looks like it's mixed already. This is a DeSoto double teardrop stainless steel stirrer, and I love this thing. It's beautifully balanced. You get this from Cocktail Kingdom. I think it's the only place to get it. CocktailKingdom.com. Go there, you'll find a plethora of stuff. You can even buy plethoras there. Okay, now for the ice. I'm gonna put quite a bit of ice in here. I'm a believer that the ice should stick up above the liquid. You see that? Because the ice above exerts pressure on the ice below, you'll get a much colder drink. It'll also help on our dilution. Now I'm gonna stir this for no more than 60 seconds. I might not normally stir a Manhattan this much, but because it's an overproof spirit, the rye is 100 proof, which means it's 50% alcohol. Normal spirits are 40% alcohol. I want to get a little more dilution. I think that's about, yep, that's it. Now I'm going to strain it into a coupe glass. Strain it in there. I'm going to garnish it with a Luxardo Cherry. And that's it. That is Rod's favorite Manhattan right there, folks. Let me taste it and see if it's okay. Just get quality control is very, very important. This reminds me of a song. Maurice Ravel wrote a drinking song called I Drink to Joy. Je bois à la joie est le seul but où je vais droit lorsque j'ai bu, la joie, la joie, la, je bois la joie.